This is going to be a presentation on our partner onboarding process. Shouldn't be anything technical. Won't take too long, so won't be too much information overload. We appreciate you guys taking some time out of your day to sit through this webinar with us. I have some team members in the chat. So as I'm going through this presentation, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to just throw it in the chat during the presentation, and that way we can get those questions answered. And then I'll take a couple minutes at the end to answer any questions that you guys have if they didn't get covered during the presentation. So we'll go ahead and get started. So why would you want to become a certified installer with us? Well, aside from the fact that you want to install our product in people's homes, when you become a certified installer with Anker, you get access to a plethora of other tools. So you'll get all of the specialized training that you could need. You get access to our marketing tools, as well as our monitoring tools for fleet management. So this flow chart that's here demonstrates the whole process from start to finish. So step one is as simple as contacting your local Anker sales rep. And then once you do that, they will send you an NDA in an email for you to sign. And once you get that signed, our team will create an account for you on our platform. And then you will get an email back from us that contains all of that login information that you'll need, as well as two procedures. And those procedures are going to cover actually everything that I'm going to talk about today in more detail. So you'll have access to those. And then you'll also get assigned a solutions manager and a service engineer. So that means you'll have 3 points of contact for Anker. The solutions manager and your service engineer are going to be your technical points of contact. So if anything ever comes up that's technical in nature or troubleshooting, those are the two people that you're going to reach out to. So after you've gotten that all taken care of, you'll have an onboarding meeting with that team. And that'll usually be hosted by the service engineer. And that'll just be an overview of our product and everything that it has to offer. And then after that, we're here to help you guys. So we have on-demand training, which can be in person, it can be virtual, right? So our service engineer and our solutions manager, they're here to help you guys. So however much training you need, we're going to provide it. And then finally, the last step, when you're actually installing your first Anker X1 battery, we will be there to support you. We call this our full service experience. So we will actually have someone from our team, most likely your service engineer, will actually be on site to be there to support the install, just in case anything comes up, any questions that your team might have. We'll just be right there. So that way you don't have to be on the phone. We'll just have someone in person. So going into a little more detail here, so that welcome email that I was talking about, you can see that here on the left side of the screen. So that'll contain 2 links, which you're going to want to keep and bookmark. It'll be the link to our Anker SOLIX Academy, which is where all our training is done. So you'll have to go through our training and certification process there. And then there'll be a link to our O&M platform. And that's the platform that you'll use to actually monitor all of the equipment that you have serviced in the field or installed in the field, I'm sorry. And then the 2 procedures you can see here. So there's one for the O&M platform. It'll walk you through on how to set it up once you've been given your login information, how to use it and what its features are. And then there's one that walks you through the process of signing into the Anker SOLIX Academy. And these are the 2 links. They will take you to these here. So you've got the Anker SOLIX Academy, as well as our support center. It's its own dedicated website, which we'll go into a little more detail here soon. So the support center, like I said, it's its own dedicated website. Support.ankersolix.com is all you have to type into the search bar. And that'll take you to this homepage right here. And then you'll just select that you're an installer. And then that'll take you to this subpage over here. And this is where you're going to have access to all of our technical documentation, as well as all of the videos that we have posted on YouTube, our warranty and policy information. Everything is going to just be collected and aggregated in one easy spot for you guys to find it. And the Academy is all of the courses, as well as the final exam that you guys will have to take in order to become an officially certified installer and be able to commission our products. And so it's just a suite of training materials. It's a combination of videos, a couple quizzes in between, as well as an extensive FAQ with a lot of common questions that people have. And this is what that page will look like. And the procedure will walk you through how to get to this. So in the actual academy, so how you get there, if you don't have the link, you can actually get there from our Anker SOLIX homepage. So if you go to our Anker SOLIX homepage, there'll be a drop-down menu right here that's highlighted in red that you can click, and then you'll select 4X1 installers, and that'll take you to this menu here, and then you'll see it right here highlighted in red. Anker SOLIX Academy, you'll click it, and that will take you right to the login page. You'll type in the information that you've been provided, and then you can begin taking your courses with us. This is what that'll look like when you actually log in. So there's not very many courses. The first two are just an overview of the product, right? So just general knowledge. Doesn't take too long at all. This is the technical one, or not the technical one, but this is the more detailed one. It will break down everything that you need to know about our product, from how it functions, its various specs, as well as how the various modes operate for the homeowner. So you guys will be able to learn all of that. Then there's the install video, or the install training, which is a collection of all of our install videos that we've kind of chopped up and then added a little bit more detail to. And then if you're also interested in learning our microinverters that just were released, there's a training here for that as well. And then down here is the final exam. So once you take all of these courses, you can take your final exam, you pass it, and you get certified. And there will be intermediate quizzes in between the various sections in here, like anywhere from 1 to 3 questions, 4 choice, multiple choice, very simple. Just to basically, if you pass those questions, you'll be able to take the final exam, no problem. So here's a little more in depth of what the training courses will actually look like. So here on the left, you'll have the various chapters of whatever course that you're in. And you can always go back and repeat, or you can skip ahead. You've got the progress bar there that'll track how many of the chapters you've actually completed. Then here in the middle, this is what the final exam will look like. So it's only have to get an 85 to pass. It's 25 questions. You get 30 attempts. And then here's an example of what some of the questions are. So they're very simple, multiple choice, stuff that you guys will very easily be able to do just after just listening to the training material. So after you pass your final exam, you'll get a confirmation email. And that's what this looks like right here on the left. So you'll get an email from supportanker.com, and that will contain 2 links. It'll contain a link to the mobile app that your field technicians will need to download so that they can actually do the commissioning for the product in the field. And then you'll get access to our Anker SOLIX professional app, which is our OEM platform. That's where you can monitor everything from like your desktop computer. And you'll get your login information for both of those right here. And then we just have the links here for QR codes that you guys can scan if you just want to bookmark the pages right now, but you'll still get access to them later. So we've been talking about the O&M platform, so I'll go into a little more detail on it. This is what it'll look like when you log in. This is the home page. So at first you won't see anything here. This is just an example of a fleet, right? So 54 sites have been installed total, and green is good and red is bad. Red means there's a fault going on somewhere. Green means it's operating totally as expected, and gray is it's offline. So it just means it's not communicating with the server. There's all other kinds of tools that are in this platform that you can see. So we have a Google Maps integration here, so you can actually see all of the locations of all of your sites. We have the aggregated breakdown of what all your homes are doing. Are they pulling power? Are they charging the battery? Is the solar working properly? How much grid power is being sold? How much grid power is being bought? As well as the list of all of your sites. So there's a lot of tools here. So it gives you remote monitoring capabilities for your entire fleet. So you're able to click on your individual sites and break down their performance. We have graphs and charts that you can change from daily view to weekly view to monthly view to even yearly view. So you guys will have all the tools that you need to track the performance of all of your fleet, as well as troubleshoot. So when faults show up in the system, you're able to identify what's actually going on and what specific part of the system might be having an error. Because our system is modular and it's all tracked separately. So it'll be able to tell you, battery 2 is the one that's having fault, or inverter 1. Like it's all modular, so it's all tracked separately in the system. It'll even tell you what the recommended solution is to fix the problem. So now that you have access to that platform, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to create roles for your team. So you'll go down to role management on the side, and you won't have any roles to start, so you have to create some new ones. Normally, you just need to make 2. You'll have roles for people that are going to be in the field and actually doing the commissioning. And then you'll have roles for people that are just monitoring the site back at your office. And so when you click that new role button, this is what's going to pop up here on the side. So you get your organization type. You tell the system, do you want it to be an app or web application? So web is the monitoring, app is the actual installing. So your technicians will have the app type, and then your monitors will have the web type. You can call it whatever you want. You can add a description, and then you guys get to set the permissions for what each account is able to do. So you can just check the boxes that you want. So you guys have full control over your own administrative process here. So after you make those roles, you need to add team members to fill them. So that's just as simple, where you click user management up above role management, and then you get to add your users. So you click add, and then you'll just have to fill in their information as well as the type of user that you want them to be. So that'll assign them to the role that you created. And then the important thing you need to remember to do, which will be in the procedure that you'll get access to, so you don't have to remember it right now, but you click this edit button right here, and it'll pull up a submenu. And this checkbox, you want to click this checkbox. And that's because if you forget, all that's going to happen is that person, if they're commissioning sites, they're only going to be able to see the sites that they themselves have commissioned, and not anyone else in the fleet. So if you check that box, basically everyone in your team gets access to see everything that everyone has done, which is super helpful. So just don't forget to check that box when you're creating those new roles. But if you're following the procedure for your first time through, you won't forget, because it'll walk you through it right then and there. So I got some contact information for you guys. So we have our channel sales director, Fabio. If you guys don't know who your regional account manager is, you can email Fabio here, and he will get you in contact with who you need to reach out to so you can start this onboarding process. And then if you're a distributor, we have all POs will be forwarded through here, our PO America account. And then for customer support, we have a dedicated customer support team down here, support@anker.com. And we also have a design review America's account as well. So when you guys have your single line diagrams, you can submit them to us to review them, and we can help you to make sure that everything's been set up correctly per our standards. And like I said, I'd keep it short and sweet. So that's actually the end of the presentation.